Guys, today we are going octopus hunting. Now, there's 3 different species of octopus we're looking for. The mimic octopus, the wunderpus, and if we're really lucky, a blue ring octopus. Each of these species alone is almost impossible to find, but I do like a challenge. The ocean floor in this area was covered in a nutrient-rich muck, and it didn't take us long to find a little burrow that looked like it might be home to one of the species we were looking for. Once the camera was set up, we waited patiently to see if anyone was home. Definitely not an octopus, but a very cool critter nonetheless. This is a red-barred shrimp goby. These gobies are famous for the part they play in one of the most fascinating and unlikely symbiotic relationships in the animal kingdom. This is a pistol shrimp. Pistol shrimps are famous for their enlarged claw that they can snap to create a shockwave that can kill or stun small prey. They also use it to excavate their burrow, whilst the goby acts as a lookout. The goby communicates with the shrimp through fin movements and body posture. When danger is near, they do not hang around. Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted an octopus-looking creature using its long arms to walk across the sand. These crinoids, or feather stars, are famous for their long feathery arms that can resemble an octopus's tentacles. Some crinoids can have as many as 200 arms that they use for catching plankton in the water column. Whilst it's not common to see, crinoids will sometimes detach from their anchor points and walk along the ocean floor in search of better feeding grounds, or to escape predators. Given their maze of feathery arms, crinoids are also the favoured refuge for a number of fascinating sea creatures, including one of the most crazy-looking critters in the ocean. I'll be dropping a video about this creature in the next few weeks, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that one. Now, the ocean floor in this area is covered in burrows excavated by an array of ocean creatures. Whilst most of these burrows are small, bigger predators also hunt from the sand, and we soon found a creature that I'd had a run-in with in the past. This is a Lisa's mantis, a very large spearing mantis that captures its prey by impaling it with its spear-like appendages. I also got an interesting shot of this mantis from above. You can see here how it spreads its body against the side of its burrow, creating a dark void in the centre. I imagine they do this to deceive prey into thinking the hole they're hunting from is just another empty burrow. Guys, if you haven't seen it already, go and check out the video I posted recently showing me feeding one of these in super slow motion. After you finish this one, of course. Other crazy looking shrimps also make use of the natural cavities on the reef, including the banded coral shrimp. Banded coral shrimps are a nocturnal cleaner shrimp that can often be found in monogamous pairs around their favourite cleaning sites. However, their super long appendages and inability to stay still make them a real challenge to film. Whilst the octopus were proving hard to find, another group of creatures were littered across the ocean floor, and we managed to find a couple of fantastic variants. This is a donut nudibranch, a bizarre-looking species of nudibranch named for its unique circular patterns that resemble a donut. Other, much more charismatic nudibranchs can also be found gliding along the sand and rubble in search of food. This is a pikachu nudibranch. Unlike a lot of soft-bodied organisms on the reef, nudibranchs are shell-less. Whilst you might think that this makes them an easy target for predators, like many nudibranchs, this pikachu extracts chemicals and toxins from the food it eats to make it unpalatable. This nudibranch's bright yellow coloration serves as a warning, and this might just be the most badass defense mechanism in the animal kingdom. Guys, if you've got any questions about any of the crazy critters we found so far, drop a comment below and I'll do my best to answer them.
No octopus today, guys. We'll try again tomorrow.
Guys, no mimic, no wunderpus, no blue ring on dive 1, but sometimes it's easy to find these octopus at night. So we've come down the beach, it's about 6:30, the sun is just going down. We'll wait till it gets a little bit darker and then we're gonna go in, crawl along the bottom and see if we can find some of these guys out hunting at night. Let's go. So, most octopus use the cover of darkness to hunt, but so do a lot of other much larger predators. However, it wasn't long until we stumbled across perhaps the most dangerous creature in the ocean. For those of you watching that haven't seen it yet, here's what happened the last time I had a run-in with these vicious clownfish. Now, these saddlebacks are only aggressive when protecting eggs. It wasn't looking good. This male saddleback anemone fish plays an active role in rearing the eggs. After the female lays a clutch on a nearby rock close to her anemone, the male keeps watch and uses his fins to gently fan the eggs, ensuring they receive enough oxygen whilst removing any unfertilized or dead ones. He's also assisted by his carpet anemone. The anemone's stinging tentacles deter most predators from getting too close. Now, the silvery appearance of this clutch, combined with a sea of silvery eyes, suggests that these are very close to hatching. Whilst the anemone fish have done a great job of protecting them until now, after they hatch, they're on their own. Just as I thought this was about to be yet another dive with no octopus, we found one. This is a long-armed octopus. This small nocturnal octopus is obviously famous for its incredibly long arms that can reach up to 4 times the length of its body. If you're a small critter buried under the sand, when the long-arm octopus is about, your days are numbered. However, not all longarm octopus are as well equipped as others. This individual appeared to have lost half of his probing tentacles, probably during a battle with a predator. For his sake, it's a good job he started with 8. Now, like other octopuses, the longarm octopus is a master of camouflage. It can rapidly change the colour and texture of its skin to blend in with its surroundings, making it nearly invisible to both prey and predators. If you're a crab, shrimp or small fish on the reef, this octopus is bad news. Unless, of course, you're a nudibranch. Guys, if you wanted evidence that the nudibranch's bright coloration deters predators, here it is. I'm sure this pair were happy not to be interrupted. Other nudibranchs were also traversing the sand under the cover of darkness, but one of them had a hitchhiker. This is an emperor shrimp, and he's part of perhaps the most lopsided relationship in the ocean. Whilst the nudibranch gets a free cleaning service, the emperor shrimp benefits from the nudibranch's toxic defences, and he gets a free ride. As if things couldn't get any better, the emperor shrimp also feeds whilst riding the nudibranch, utilising the nudie's movements to stir up food living within the sand. This shrimp definitely has it all figured out. Other critters don't have it so easy though. Whilst this prawn would probably also love to ride a toxic nudibranch food truck, like most small critters on the reef, all he can do is bury himself under the sand and hope he goes undetected. This scissor swimming crab that's clutching a brood of eggs also opts for a similar strategy. Resting under the sand during the day, snails can often be found hoovering up algae and other food particles at night. However, this one seemed annoyed by my presence, and I was soon swimming for my life. Guys, I must admit, at this point I was starting to lose hope. This area has historically been a global hotspot for the weird and wonderful octopus on my hit list, but some of these creatures hadn't been seen in a very long time. We were going to need some serious luck.
Guys, we did it. We found one of them. So just as I was about to lose hope, we found a fantastic octopus just coming out of a little hole in the shallow area. Now, I only had about 30 seconds with this guy before he went back down, but I'm pretty happy with the footage. Here it is.
So, After the octopus-filled night dive, we returned to the sandy patch we dived at the start of this video. After briefly exploring the rocky area, we ventured towards the sand. These remoras are famous for clinging on to ocean megafauna, but this one was frantically swimming around searching for a new host. We soon found ourselves on top of a large sandy ridge that ran down from the surface. And after scanning the area for a few minutes, we spotted a couple of white and brown barred tentacles poking out of the sand. This is a wunderpus, and is one of the most majestic and sought-after critters in the entire ocean. It makes sense that their Latin name is Wunderpus photogenicus. Like the mimic octopus, the wunderpus is a master of mimicry, effortlessly copying the patterns and movements of a number of marine creatures in order to trick prey and avoid predators. Perhaps the crab that it was busy consuming had fallen for one of its tricks. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you loved this video and want to see me go after the other two species on my hit list, the mimic and the blue-ringed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, as I mentioned before, if you want to see how dangerous some of these reef critters can be, go and check out this video showcasing me feeding a monster Lee's mantis in super slow motion.